I've got this. Hakeem Jeffries on NBC News last night. So it was on NBC News, and this is going to be on YouTube. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know it played actually on here on PC. If it's on my phone, it actually just opens up into YouTube. So this is convenient. All right, so this is from last night, Hakeem Jeffries. So we'll take a look at this. All right, whatever. I'll just play it on YouTube. It's probably better quality anyway. If it'll play.
We want to turn to our next guest. Joining me now is New York Representative and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries. Leader Jeffries, thank you so much for joining us on this election night.
Good evening. Great to be with you.
It's great to have you. I'm here with my colleague, Hallie Jackson. We've got a couple of questions for you. We have to start in your home city right here of New York. You did, in the home stretch, endorse the Democratic nominee, Zohran Mamdani. As you know, President Trump endorsed Andrew Cuomo overnight. Governor Cuomo telling me today he thinks, yes, that's going to earn him a few more of the Curtis Sliwa votes. Do you think that Mamdani can have a victory tonight?
Look, if he was going to endorse Andrew Cuomo, he should have endorsed him like a month ago. He should have endorsed him a long time ago. Like, endorsing him at the very last minute ain't really going to help in the grand scheme of things.
Be the next mayor of the city of New York. He's run a relentlessly focused campaign on affordability. The cost of living is way too high in New York City, in the communities that I represent, and all across the city of New York.
And how are they going to fix that? With rent freezes, with taxing everybody, and trying to smooth it out. Like, they're trying to roll in socialism and communism.
In fact, is the case we know throughout the country. And of course, Donald Trump
free bus rides,
kept his promise to lower costs. In fact, he said he was going to lower costs on day one. Costs aren't going down. They're going up all across the country. Grocery prices up, housing costs up, childcare costs up, utility prices.
Well, hold on, Hakeem Jeffries. Why is everything up? I mean, who was the president before Trump? Who was the president like today, a year ago? It was Joe Biden, right? He was a Democrat, if I'm not mistaken. Like, the Democrats at one point, they were in control of everything when Joe Biden was in office. So why does Donald Trump have to bring down the cost of anything? Are you trying to suggest that there was a high cost of living? So if there was a high cost of living, you would have to concede that it was the Democrats' fault. So if Donald Trump hasn't brought down the high cost of living, it's still owned by the Democrats because they were the ones that jacked up that cost of living in the first place.
Through the roof. And now, as we've been working our way through this Trump shutdown in Washington, D.C., Republicans want to increase health care premiums on tens of millions of Americans because of their refusal to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credit. So I think Zohran's going to win. And it's going to be incumbent upon all of us in the city of New York.
All that bullshit that he just peddled out, it had nothing to do with the question that she asked at all about, like, endorsing Mamdani and what do you think about Mamdani? What the fuck does that have to do with Trump at all? You know, I bet, like, right now, I wouldn't suggest doing it because you might end up, you know, off, like, Control-Alt-deleting yourself. But if you were to take a shot every time from this point forward to the end of the video, every time that he says Donald Trump,
sure that he is as successful a mayor as he can possibly be.
So, Leader Jeffries, it's Hallie Jackson, by the way. Thanks for being with us. Let me ask you this, because you've also suggested that Zohran Mamdani is not the face of the future of the Democratic Party. And there
he didn't suggest that. He said that.
You're wrong on that, who think he potentially has real appeal beyond simply New York City.
How much you want to bet he's not going to answer that at all? He's not going to answer that at all. He's going to pivot immediately. He's going to take a hard left turn and go straight toward Donald Trump.
We could talk all day about how special and unique New York
is.
The
Trump and the cost of living, man.
You necessarily will extrapolate
the Obama health, or the Trump health care. Totally not Obama health care.
Lines you see now that you might be talking with your conference about come 2026 ahead of the midterms. If, you know, you've seen already Abigail Spanberger sail to a win, if Mamdani comes out big in New York, if Mikey Sherrill's able to pull it out in Jersey.
Well, it's my expectation that Mikey Sherrill is going to be the next governor of the state of New Jersey, that we're going to win the statewide races in Pennsylvania. We're going to crush it in California. We've seen Democrats actually win statewide in Georgia. And of course, Abigail Spanberger coasted to victory. And it looks like every single Democrat on the statewide ticket in the Commonwealth of Virginia is also going to win. This is a rout for Democrats all across the country. Now, as House Democrats, what we've said from the very beginning of this year is that we need to relentlessly focus on driving down the high cost of living and fixing our broken healthcare system that Donald Trump and Republicans are making worse.
Here we go. Take a shot.
The day. And as long as we
don't do that.
on these
don't drink. Drinking's
pocketbook issues, while of course addressing the extremism that Donald Trump and Republicans continue to unleash
Here we go again.
on the American people, what we're seeing tonight is going to be replicated a year from now when Democrats take back control of the House of Representatives.
You think they could do the Senate as well? You just called it a rout tonight. It sounds like you think they'll flip the House. You think they could do the same for the Senate?
I think the Senate is going to be a big surprise a year from now, particularly if the trend lines continue to move in our direction. Keep in mind, listen, we've won every statewide race that has been held this year, starting with the Wisconsin State Supreme Court race in April. We've won all of the high-profile special elections, beginning in a state Senate seat in Iowa.
Yeah, and a whole bunch of blue states. I don't think that's the biggest surprise ever.
A few months prior by 21 points. And so what we're seeing tonight is the culmination of something that has been building since the very beginning of the Trump presidency, which has been a complete and total failure of Republican control of government.
Leader Jeffries, let me ask you, because, of course, this election night occurring against the backdrop of what is poised to be the longest government shutdown now in U.S. history. There has been some discussion that lawmakers, the Senate in particular, getting closer to a potential off-ramp. At this hour, are you optimistic that you will be able to end this government shutdown this week?
He can't end shit. He's in the House. He's not even in the Senate. He can't do shit. All he can do is just peddle on Donald Trump and the high cost of Donald Trump and Donald Trump and more Donald Trump.
We've said from the very beginning, listen, we want to sit down with Republicans, and we're willing to do so anytime, any place, in order to reopen the government.
No, you're not. You're insisting that they pass $1.5 trillion in spending. And I bet if Republicans come back and say, look, we'll give you $1.49 trillion, they'll still say, no, government's going to stay shut down.
In order to enact a spending agreement that actually makes life better for the American people. But at the same time, we have to decisively address the Republican health care crisis. We've also said as House Democrats that we will evaluate in good faith anything that is bipartisan that emerges from the Senate. Part of the problem that we've confronted over the last 35 days, Donald Trump has spent more time on the golf course
again. Oh my God.
than he has in talking with Democrats who represent half the country. He's completely and totally disinterested in reopening the government.
I think he's got a crush on Trump. I think he wants to have Trump babies.
Weaponize starvation, breaking the law, withholding SNAP benefits, can't find a dime to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits, while at the same period of time can find...
But dude, you can't find a dime to extend them either. All you're going to do is just chalk it up to the national deficit.
$40 billion to bail
Democrats
out
are really good at doing that.
wannabe dictator in Argentina. This is extraordinary stuff. And the American people are rejecting it. They know the country is moving in the wrong direction. So I'm hopeful.
Yeah, but that's not actually really happening, though, because you've got major businesses all over the country. You've got all of the major airlines that have already written letters to Democrats insisting that they open the government, that they pass the CR bill, because it ain't Republicans holding up the CR bill. It is the Democrats.
Senate Republicans will come to their senses sooner rather than later and sit down to negotiate a bipartisan path forward.
All right. Leader Jeffries, thank you so much for your time tonight. We really...
At least I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. It looks like the Republicans they're digging in their heels because, look, it's a clean CR bill. I think Republicans should just stick to it because it's going to hurt Democrats a lot more down the road. Look, especially if it stays shut down to the end of the year with the whole Christmas season and everything. Like I said, like for anybody who's just sitting at home and the government is not directly involved in their lives, like they're not actually, tangibly and physically involved in this whole government shutdown, then yeah, it's easy to believe whatever, Hakeem Jeffries is saying or Chucky Cuck Schumer is saying. But if you're going to travel during the holiday season and you end up getting stuck in an airport for 3 or 4 days straight, you're going to start looking into what's really going on. You're going to start opening up your eyes and being like, you know what? Why the fuck am I stuck here for 3 solid days? And why can't I get to my family? And then that's when people start realizing, oh, okay, so it's this, and there's that, and all right, well, anyway, so House Republicans watch Hakeem Jeffries get fact-checked on CNN again tonight after trying to deflect blame for Democrats shutting down the government. CNN host, Mr. Leader, you guys are voting no on opening the government, not Republicans. I know you're asking for specific things. So, look, CNN, they're holding their feet to the fire here and there, but there's other times that they're definitely not holding their feet to the fire, but it looks like in this instance they are. I wish this was more than 13 seconds, but at least we'll get a taste of it.
Mr. Leader, you guys are voting no on opening the government, not Republicans. I know you're asking for specific things, and it's much more complicated than that. We'll get to that in 1 second.
Hold on a second, Dana, because let's be clear about that.
Okay.
Yeah. Hold on. I smell gaslight in the air. I smell it. I got to waft it off in your direction. You got to get a nice smell of this stenchy fucking gaslight that I'm about to disseminate all over you. It's going to blast your nostrils with all this fucking gaslighting. If you enjoyed the video, I hope you take a quick second to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And check out The Swamp, which drops Monday through Friday at 11 p.m. Eastern, covering the daily happenings inside the federal machine. Thank you very much for watching.